Hey, what's going on? So today I wanted to talk about my honest experience and impressions of working with Denton Fisher, also known as the Karisma King. And you might have actually found my channel from his channel because I've been on his channel with him a couple of times. And you might know that we used to work together in immersion. We both used to work as coaches in RSD. And we also worked as nightclub promoters for the same nightclub for a period of time as well. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience working with him, which was back in, I believe it was 2016. He was trying out to be a coach and ended up helping a lot of guys. And what I respect about Denton is that he goes out night after night and he's always in like a really good mood, or has a really good vibe. And also he's just gone out so consistently for the past few years. And I think I've expressed this in earlier videos where I talk about how I burnt out after a few years. Like I started going out in 2014 and I was working with RSD from 2015, 2016. And so that was really only a period of about 3 years of going out consistently. And I continue to go out here and there after that, but Denton has consistently gone out in Vegas. For those of you that don't know, Vegas is super intense. The clubs are huge, it's loud, it's oftentimes we would stay out until 6 a.m. when the sun comes up. That's kind of how we knew that the night was over. And sometimes we would still go out. It was crazy. There's actually this one time when, even after debrief, we ended up going out at 8 a.m. We went, I don't know what we were thinking. I remember it was a crazy time because that was when Madison was there. This was before he was an instructor. And then Sam, he used to be an instructor for a temporary period of time, but he was there as well, and some other coaches, and we were all having breakfast at this place called Ellis Island, just right off the strip. And I remember someone brought up dude, we should just go out right now, see what we can do. And we ended up going out at 8 a.m. and people are getting coffee, they're going to Starbucks to get coffee, getting ready for work, and we're trying to approach. Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, so I digress. So with Denton, right, he's gone out consistently. And here's the thing is that for anyone that goes out and puts themselves through that process of staying out night after night, going through the grinds, I have massive respect for them, and I can't really say anything bad. I know some people want me to say things that are negative about these people, but I can't really speak negatively because, number one, I haven't really had a negative experience with some of these people. I can only speak based on the experiences that I've personally had and the interactions that I've had with each of the instructors or these coaches. If I don't see them, or if they've always been kind to me, then I can't speak poorly about them, right? So that's why sometimes these videos are overly positive, is because I've just had positive interactions with these people. So with Denton, he's always been super upbeat, always in a good mood. When we worked together at the nightclub, it was LAX nightclub at the Luxor. It's for those of you guys that know Vegas, yeah, you probably know about what LAX, what it was like. It's not open anymore, but what it was like back then is pretty interesting. But we used to work together, and Denton was actually, I'm grateful because I dropped out of grad school at the end of 2015, came back to Vegas, and Denton actually was the one that hooked me up with a job at LAX, which was awesome because I pretty much came back and didn't have any income of any sort. So yeah, I immediately started working as a promoter. And I just remember working on the casino floor. Basically what you do is you stand out on the casino floor, you talk to people, you try to bring them to the nightclub. And so that's basically your job. And with Denton, I remember he would go, I think it was to the adjacent hotel, because that was kind of where he was posted up at. Or he would go onto the strip, I think. I'm not exactly sure. But I just remember he would always walk into the casino with like a flock of 8 girls that, oh, actually I remember. He used to post up by, there's this show called Thunder Down Under, or whatever you call it, where there's a lot of girls that are like, they're, how do you say it? They're kind of like riled up after that show. He's very, very good verbally. He's great with talking to girls. He has a good vibe. But we used to just make fun of him for that. And we're like, all you have to do is smile and girls fall in love with you. Which, like he is, you know, he has his stuff together and girls would just love him. They would eat him up. This is getting a little bit, I feel like this video is getting a little bit weird, but yeah, I would see him like walk into the casino with like 8 girls behind him that are like headed to the nightclub, and Denton with his big silly smile on his face. I laugh because I'm remembering this and I remember it very vividly, and just, yeah, it's just like flocks of girls basically, and that would just be a nightly routine for him. So that was kind of my experience working with him. And yeah, I would say, what else? That's pretty much it. I see that seems like he's doing really well now. And I actually saw like when he first started, and it's just been him being consistent with his coaching and going out. And yeah, that's really the way to do it, because I know I've seen other guys that kind of, they try to hack their way into coaching, or they don't really have that much experience and they're trying to coach guys. That's why I respect guys that are in the trenches and they're going out night after night. What I don't respect is people that put their opinions out there that don't really have the experience to back it up, but they kind of just, they want to just see the negativity, and that's not really what I'm about, to be honest. And I'm sure you could probably see that from the stuff I put out there. Yes, I am willing to be contrarian. If I do disagree with ideas, I'm willing to put my opinions out there on that based on my personal experience. But what I'm saying is, there are certain people that I see that kind of just like to rag on others, or they like to post negative comments without really knowing the person. And I don't really think that's cool. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much, but I just think as a general practice that judging people without really knowing them or getting to know them, it's kind of lame. And I actually see it in the opposite way too, where people, and I do this sometimes too, so I'm not totally innocent of this, but I also, you know, I see people that put some YouTubers or influencers on pedestals, and that's actually judging in the opposite way. And this is why we have movie stars who get super depressed, because they feel like no one understands them, or celebrities that get really depressed. No one feels like, you know, they don't feel like they're understood because everyone thinks that they have an amazing life, and then now they have all this pressure on them to be perfect. And then what happens is they end up, you know, depressed, or they end up, in worst cases, they kill themselves. And this is something that I'm very vocal about as well. I know this is a video about Denton, but I'm kind of getting, you know, on a tangent here. But yeah, I'm very vocal about the whole judgment thing, because I just see how it can affect people's lives, and I've seen people go through severe depression because of that. So I also, you know, if you're watching this video, I encourage you to consider that as well, is to just really think about, you know, are you saying things based on your personal experience, or is it just based on a judgment or assumption or speculation? So that's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, talking about Denton, he's a really good guy. We've gotten a chance to reconnect after a few years recently, so that's been pretty cool. And that's all I have to say pretty much. So Hopefully you enjoyed this, you found this interesting, and talk soon.